Hello all, my name is Prasad and welcome to Automation Insights. In the last video, we have seen how to take top n rows from a data table using link method. Today, we are going to see how to do the exact same operation using the activities like for each row and using the invoke code method. So let me again open the sample Excel file. So I have created the Excel file and load some data in it. So this is the Excel file and we have seen the Excel file in the last video as well. So the fifth row is the blank row and we have to take all the rows above that. So we can close the Excel file and then we need to use read range to read the Excel file and store that into a data table. So we can drag and drop read range and then we need to select the Excel file. Select it and click open and give the range as double quotes so it can read all the data in the Excel file, and then we need to assign the output. So what is output? It is a data table, so we already created the variable. Now we need to use an activity called for each row, so it will loop through all the rows of the particular data table. So before that we can use an assign activity and then we can create a variable called dt result. So it is again the type data table, so it is a data table. We create it and we need to copy the structure of the original data table. So there is a method in the data table called clone. So we can use that method to copy the structure of one table to the other table. So now we can use the method called clone and it will copy all the columns from dt table to dt result table. And now we are going to loop through the dt table. So we can use an for each row activity and then we need to use an if condition. We need to check if any of the column is not empty. As long as it is not empty, we can add the data to the result data table. So we are using the exact same condition we are used in the last video. So we convert that particular row into an array and then we check if any of the item in the array is not empty. So here the current row is an data row. So it is coming from the for each row activity. And then we use the lambda method called any to loop through all the items in the array and check if any of the item is not empty. So here item is nothing but an column in the row. So now we have checked if any of the column is not empty. So if any one of the column is not empty, we are using an activity called add data row. So it will use to add a row to the data table. So now dt result table is an empty table. So it will only contain the column headers. So we cannot use the data row property because the current row is belong to the dt table data table and we cannot use that directly. So we convert that data row into an array. So now if the particular column is empty, we break out of the loop. So it will end the loop and it will stop there. So we can use an write range activity and check if the output is correct. So we need to select the file where we need to write. So we select sample.xlsx and then we need to give the sheet name. So the sheet name here is result. And then we check the property called add header. So the header will placed in the Excel file. And then we give the data table dt result. So now if we run it, let's see what is the output. Okay, it's run successfully. Let's open the Excel file. So this is the sample.xlsx. So it already created a sheet called result and we can see it is taking all the rows before a blank row. So now we achieve this requirement using the activities such as for each row in a data table, if activity, break activity, add data row activity. So now we are going to do the exact same operation using the invoke code. So let me drag an activity called invoke code. Okay, here it is. So we can drag and drop this and then we need to pass the arguments. So first we need to pass the input data table, which is dt table. Let me type dt table. Okay, and then it is of type system.data.data table. Okay, let me change the data table name. So it is an in argument. So I put it as in dt table. And for the dt result, I set the argument direction as in and out. So let me set the type as well. So it is an also data table. So let me pass the values. So the first one it is an DT table and the second argument is DT result. So now we are going to write the code. So we are going to mimic the exact same operation we are used in the activities. So the first one we are used in activity is called for each row activity. So instead of activity we are going to write that as an code. So for each dt row is nothing but an current row, so it is an variable name. Dt row as, so it is an data row, so we set as an system dot data row. So we need to loop through the data table. So which data table we need to loop? So we need to loop through in dt table. So dot rows. So now it will loop through all the rows in the particular data table one by one. Okay, now we can finish up this syntax. So next dt row. So it will loop through all the rows in a particular data table. Inside for each row or for each, we need to use an if activity. So we need to use the exact condition we are used in the link method as well as the activities if activity. So dt row dot item array. So we convert this row into an array and then we use a link method called any to check if any of the item or column in the row is empty or not. So, okay, we use a method called string dot is null or empty. So it will check if the item is empty or not. So it will return true if the item is empty. So if it will return false if it is not empty. So we use not operator to convert this false into a true. Okay, if it is true, we need to add this row to the data table. So we need to add this dt row to the dt result table. So it is io dt result dot rows dot add. So it is doing the exact operation as the add data row activity. So which data row we need to add? We need to add the dt row. So we can pass dt row dot item array, and then if it is false, so we need to break out of the loop. So instead of break in VB it is called exit for, so it will break out of the loop. So now if we click OK, and then we are going to delete the seed called result, so it may not overwrite if we run now. Okay, we can delete it, and let me close the Excel file. So now if we run it, we can see what output it is presenting. So it's already started running. Okay, now it's get completed. So if we can open the sample Excel file, we can see that the sheet called result is already generated and the data has been populated. So we achieve one simple requirement using three different methods. So all the three methods will produce the same output. So whichever we are comfortable, we can use this on our project. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe this channel for more videos like this.